Hello and welcome to Studio Astra's radio broadcast show. My name is Amelia and I'm here to talk to you about how streaming services like Netflix are affecting the cinema. If you didn't know, cinema first started in 1895 when two brothers hosted a screening for a paid audience in Paris. After that, more film industries were created, meaning more movies made, meaning the industry was just getting bigger and bigger. Some of you may recognise the term the Golden Age when linked to the film industry. This was when the cinema was at its peak, with people attending the cinema twice a week, becoming the most popular source of entertainment. Did you know that in 1946, 31 million people visited the cinema each week? Now that we know a bit more about our history of cinema, let's hear what the public have to say about streaming services taking over the cinema. The first question we have asked the public is, do you think streaming services are overtaking the cinema? What are your opinions? Here is what they said.
I think so, yeah. When I was discussing with people, a lot of people like to stay home.
To certain groups of people, yes.
Yes, definitely. It takes away the magic of cinema a little bit, doesn't it?
It seems like everyone agrees with this statement. Overall, just saying how streaming just can't compete with the overall experience that the cinema provides. The next question we had for the public was, do you think the cinema is worth the money or is it too expensive?
I think it is worth the money because it keeps the dream alive. It's nostalgic.
I would say it's worth the experience. I personally like it, but I know a lot of people might necessarily choose convenience with streaming services over going to the cinema.
Students, it's not, because you tend to get deals, but for adults it definitely can be.
I think it's too expensive. I think it's really expensive.
We received some mixed opinions for this question. A lot of people said it was worth the experience, but some people argued that it was too expensive for adults, especially adults with children. For the final question, we asked, which do you prefer and why?
I prefer watching them in the cinema because you can guarantee that the quality is high quality.
Streaming services because I can never be bothered to see anything at the cinema.
Necessarily have a preference. I mean, for new films I'm interested in, I would go to the cinema. Otherwise, I would always use a streaming service.
Cinema, 100%.
For the experience, the cinema.
It seems that most people still prefer the cinema, even with the easy access of streaming services. Most people still prefer the cinema as it's a day out and the overall quality of the film is 100 times better than it would be on Netflix. However, some argued that they just cannot be bothered to leave the house and streaming is just overall easier. Given this information, what do you think about this? I personally think that although streaming services are growing in size, I don't think it'll ever be able to compete with the experience of walking through the cinema doors, switching off from the world for a couple of hours. But that's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for listening to Studio Astra's broadcast channel. Hope to see you next time.